Happy freaking Wednesday, everybody. Are you pumped? I'm pumped. And shout out to Marco with the first chat of the night. And he's showing off the new channel member emoji. We've got a new emoji. And, you know, I think it's funny because oftentimes I do this clickbait thing where I put the title of the live stream as like something to do with cookies. Because who doesn't love cookies? I'm like, come get your free cookies. There you have it. There's your cookies. They're not free. They are available to channel members. They're the only ones I can give emojis to. But shout out to all of you guys hanging out in the chat. We got like what, 22 people in here already? Are you kidding me? We're off to a great start, and I'm stoked on the day. Let's do some shout outs, shall we? Let's do this. Are you guys enjoying the chat highlights? Is that a thing? I feel like it's a thing. I don't use StreamYard like a lot of the other channels do. I do my own stream. I run and I publish it. I do it myself because I don't want to have to pay to get the same kind of quality that I could just get if I did it myself. So anyways, let's do some shout outs. Marco says, he says, are the cookies still in the oven? They might be in my stomach. Don't ask, don't tell. Shout out to Marco. Marco, thank you for being a channel member, bud. I appreciate you. Shout out to Neil McKenzie. Welcome in, man. Shout out to Jim Miller. What's up, Jim? Thanks for joining in. We got Ed B in the house. Thanks for being a channel member. Appreciate you guys. He says, I hope he's got the oatmeal cookies. I will make some oatmeal cookies, but I will leave out those blasphemous raisins. There is nothing that ruins a good oatmeal cookie quite like raisins. They infiltrate the cookies on your grandmother's plate, and they look like they're chocolate chips, but don't trust them because they are not. I'm not a fan of raisins, if you couldn't tell. No oatmeal for you at the moment. Maybe that'll be in the next emoji drop. I'm gonna be doing some more. You know, like I try to conquer the game, this YouTube game. Next step is emojis. Bringing you all the best emojis. Why not? Let's see. Hey, shout out to Eli Sheridan. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, what's dropping and where? So I put an announcement out. I think I posted it in the members only Discord as well. The Kaiser Militar is dropping. You know what? Hold the phone. I'll just do this. I'm going to put it in the chat. Why not? Because it's dropping right now. I got the link ready because I wanted to do this. So the link is there. I don't know if I can pin it. Something weird is going on where maybe it won't let me pin it after all. Anyways, we got more channel shout outs to do. I put it in the chat for those of you who want to check it out. We'll cruise on over there. I have a feeling that by the time we actually cruise on over to the Kaiser website that they're probably sold out. I would not be surprised. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Craig Vincent. Welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. Thank you. Let's see who else we got. Hey, welcome into James Alton. Thank you for being a channel member as well. B Devious in the house. Mark Parks in the house. Thanks for being a channel member, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, Charles Wooden, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member, sir. And of course, Joseph Jones. We'll give you a couple air horns. I'm crazy. I can't be contained. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. But look at all those emojis. It's the shocked emoji but his head is a cookie and it's exploding. Love it. Hey, welcome into Angelo. Thanks for being a channel member. And welcome into Delaney. Thank you for being a channel member as well. Neil McKenzie says lemon cream cookies right now. You know, I wonder if I'm starting something. Am I starting something where like people just grab their favorite cookie because they're like, Rollshambo is not giving us any of his cookies. Look, there's a reason why I struggle to lose weight. It might be all the cookies. Hey, welcome into Old Dominion EDC. He says, it's been a while. Happy to listen as I drive to Baltimore tonight. Hey, man, glad to be in your car stereo, your truck stereo, wherever you're driving, whatever you're driving. Welcome in, brother. It's good to see you as well. Welcome into Thomas McDonald. Thanks for joining in. We got Brian F. in the house. Let's see. Hey, Lone Star Talboy, you know he's here for the drama. Always for the drama. He says, carry of the day is the civivi conspirator, the Bruce Blades enforcer karambit. Nice carry, man. We'll have to check out the enforcer karambit. I'm not familiar with that one. Hey, welcome into Playosaurus. Thanks for being a channel member. Lone Star says the Cub Scout became a Boy Scout after he ate his first brownie. Scout drama. All right. Well, shoot. Welcome in, guys. It's so good to see everybody. If you're wondering what the full picture of that new member emoji is, well, pow, there we go. I posted it on the community. Posted it in the community. I thought that was genius. Mind blown, but it's like cookies blown. Do you like it? Am I just cookied out? I'm probably crazy for cookies. Anyways, so there's a drop happening right now, and I have a feeling because it started 6 minutes ago, and I posted it in the chat for anybody who's interested. It's the Kaiser Militar. It's supposed to be dropping literally right now. Literally right now. They said 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 10:07 Eastern Standard Time. What happened? Did they sell out already? Who authorized this? I got everybody hyped up for nothing. Unless they already sold out, which I would not be surprised if they did. I mean, is it possible? Did it already sell out? It probably did. But this is what dropped. I hope that everybody that wanted one got one, because that is slick. The Militar is on my list to check out. I don't know if Kaiser's going to send me one or not. They send me stuff randomly. And I have a feeling they're like, you know what? We don't really need anybody's help to sell this because it's really, really badass. But I will, of course, check out a Militar at some point this year. Whether it'll be soon or not, I don't know. I'm not one of the lucky influencers that got sent one beforehand, so we'll just have to see. I don't know if I'll get this one specifically. I might borrow one from like White Mountain Knives and get like the micarta version. They've got one coming out here pretty soon. So the Militars are going to be available throughout the year, on and off. Jim Miller says, strange, I ordered one last week. A Militar or the Purple Haze? Because the one that released tonight was the Purple Haze. Or at least that's what they said the drop was. It was the Purple Haze Militar. They sold out in 3 minutes. By the time I was talking about it, it was already done. I should have known. B. Devious says, I bet you'll beat Jason and Duty on that Mannix build. So this is not something I've talked about on the live stream yet, but we'll look at some mods tonight. We'll look at some mods. For those who are not part of the members only Discord, we talk about a lot of stuff. And one of the things I let slip was that at the end of May, myself, Duty's Daggers, and Knife Dope are all going to hop on Lefty EDC's live stream. And we're dueling it out. I don't know if that makes sense since duels are between two people and there's three. We're having a build off. Last time it was Knife Dope and myself, and we had a competition to see who could build the most badass paramilitary 2. And I won. I scraped by. We hosted it on Duty's Daggers live stream. His live stream voted on it. I won. I mean, Am I a gracious winner? No. One of the best parts about having friends in this community is you get to talk a lot of trash, and that's the best part. Anyways, so we decided to do it again, but this time it's the three of us, and we're going to have lefties. We're going to have Kev's live stream vote. That's going to happen at the end of May. We're going to be having a modify battle on the Spyderco Manix 2. We open it up to the Manix 2 lightweight. I don't care if they bring a Manix XL. I am winning this thing. I'm not a perfect person. I have my faults, and one of my faults is that I am super competitive, especially when it gives me the rights to trash talking. That being said, Jason and Duty, they bring the heat, man. It's not gonna be easy. I could lose. I could be over here talking all this smack and I could lose. But that's the fun part. You know, you get all this build up over 2 months modifying a knife. And it could be all for nothing. I could eat my words in 2 months' time. I hope that's not the case. I hope I win. But you know what? Maybe you guys can help me out. Maybe we can pick out some mods together. And there's a lot of great options out there, guys. There's a ton of good options. One of the best things I love about Spyderco is that you can modify it to your heart's delight. I feel like what you get when you buy a Spyderco is a platform that's perfect for modification. And there's so many scale makers, clip makers, hardware makers, and you don't even have to shop. You don't even have to shop overseas for most things. Most things you can get made right here in the US. Here's a good example. If you go on over to Rock Scale Design, love these guys. Let's see if I can type it in correctly. Rock Scale Design, American made. And they don't do just Spyderco. They also do benchmade too. They also have, I believe, Demco knives too. But so for example, check it out. Here's options. You got lanyard tubes. You got titanium hardware sets, pocket clips, scales. You know, you can modify the crap out of it. Now, I will say this. The one thing that I cannot find made here in the United States is the ball cage for the Manix 2, and that is one of the best things that you can modify on it. I've never done it myself, but I have a buddy who had modified a Manix 2, and he did an aftermarket Flightanium ball cage, and I was surprised at how much better I liked it than just the stock version. I don't know what it is about the plastic. The plastic bothers me for some reason. But that is a bummer. The fact that right now I cannot find any American-made Manix 2 ball cages. Everything else I can source here in the United States, and that's kind of the plan. I don't know, like, how can you modify a Manix 2 and not do that one single part just because you can't find one made in the United States? So I might swallow my pride, and I might just go with the best option available. I got to catch up with the chat. All right. Ed B says that Alice said the American Blade Works sold out in 30 seconds. Didn't they do like a button lock release today? That reminds me. It's Wharncliffes Wednesday, so you know what I'm carrying. Speaking of American Blade Works, the pocket. This has been another pocket dominator. This is the exclusive from our friends over at Blade Runner HQ with the 80s camo carbon fiber American Blade Works Model 1. Fantastic. The edge on here it's a freaking laser. MagnaCut cryo treated. I think it's cryo treated to like 64. This ain't just any MagnaCut. This is probably some of the best MagnaCut you can lay hands on. All right. Joseph Jones says that's DL info. Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't know what to tell people. Join the members only Discord. It's out there. The links are out there. I've linked it like 10 times. Oh my goodness. I know I missed stuff. There we go. Hey, thank you, Bluminati Ninja, for gifting 5 memberships. Damn, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. And welcome into the new connoisseurs and collectors of all things sharp and shiny. Although I'm looking at the list of people that got them, and I think that they've had memberships before. So in that case, welcome back. Join the members only Discord. Join it. Jim Miller says Flightanium is the best. You know, Flightanium, so I don't have anything against Flightanium. I will say this. I don't think that their scales really stand up in comparison to a lot of these American scale makers. Sharp Dress Knives, fantastic custom work. Kevin Smock, the guy that designed the Spyderco Smock, his custom scales for that knife, chef's kiss, fantastic. I have some rock scales on one of my paramilitary 2s. Their fit and finish, their attention to detail, the sizing, the fitting, it's next level. I'm not saying that Flightanium's bad. I'm just saying that they got stiff competition out there. Lone Star says, I got the Flightanium ceramic ball cage and lynch clip matching copper ball cage. Nice, man. Here's my thing. I have decided recently, and this is a recent decision. I'm allowed to change my mind. So I have a super modified Spyderco Pair 3, and it's got, the scales are basically DNA lasering scales, which are Flightanium scales that have been custom engraved by DNA lasering. Those scales are not made in the US, and I feel like if you can, you should, and you're modifying an American-made knife. For me, it's starting to feel cheap putting foreign parts on an American-made knife, especially a Spyderco. And it's no hate to anybody that does that. I mean, crying out loud, I'm about to do that because I can't find a single ball cage for a Manix 2 that's made here in the US. I've looked. So I feel like if you can, you should keep it American made. But if there's no American, knife makers that are willing to do that part, and it truly is an improvement, what are you left with? I don't know. I don't understand. So maybe I'm hoping that maybe somebody in the chat can help a brother out. If you know where I can get an American made ball cage for the Manix 2, let me know. And by the way, in case you're about to say it, the one that you can get from OCD for EDC is not made by him, which is unfortunate because I looked at it and I got excited, and then I realized it was made in China, just like everything else. Oh my goodness. A shout out to Kaleidoscope of Knives. He was a channel member. Now he's a channel member again. Welcome back, brother. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Again, we appreciate it 100%. Joseph Jones says, I need a pair of scales for my K390 Wharncliffes Delica. Does anyone have them besides Flightanium? Great question. You might be able to find something on Etsy. Let's see. Delica scales. I know you probably already did this. I gotta look. I gotta check. Delica scales. Oh, yeah, you get some from AliExpress. Please don't. I wouldn't trust it. So you're going to find a lot of these small makers. You're going to find them on Etsy, which is hard to trust because it's Etsy. But if you want diversity, you kind of end up looking here. I'll give you an example. Mettenboss, which a lot of people know and trust and love, another American mod maker. He posts his store on Etsy. So it's not like everything on Etsy is just overseas garbage like some people tend to think. There's a lot of small makers that use Etsy as a storefront. Now, is it American made? Is it not? I have no idea. This specific one is a wooden handle material. Okay. I mean, I'm not huge on wood handle scales on knives. But depending upon what type of wood, this one's Japanese maple. That's cool. In some cases, they can be just as sturdy. What else can you get for the Delica? I'm seeing a lot of Etsy. Oh, Flightanium. Let's see what Flightanium is doing. You know, those are good looking scales. And they're titanium. And they're $93. I wonder if you were to go to sharpdressedknives.com. Really love his work. Nope, does not do the delicate. Does the Smock, the Shaman, the Para 3, the Paramilitary 2, the Gale Bradley 2, and the Military 2. Bummer, no Delica. All right. What about, I'm trying to think. You might end up having to go with Flightanium, but I would suggest checking out Etsy. See what's there. If you're going to buy something overseas, check out Etsy anyways. Because even if you're working with a seller that's overseas and the scales were made overseas, at least you'll have more options, right? Kaleidoscope of Knives says, I don't know why it isn't auto renewing. YouTube does weird things. I have no idea. Hey, shout out to Top Dog, channel mod, channel member in the house. He says, hello, knife people. How's it going, Top Dog? Welcome in, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for everything that you do. And guys, I apologize. I know I probably missed some people in here. Like, for example, Drink Water. He's got the OG and the new logo. Man, some people really like the new logo. Some people not so much. I think that it's safe to say that more people like the new logo than don't. Jay Korskinen says, I have Rip's Garage on my Yojimbo Dark Wash tie. Love them. Rip's Garage Tech does good work. That's another good place to check. Hold on. Rip's Garage Tech. Brands. We're not messing around. We're going to go straight to Spyderco. Do they have the Delica? Do they have the Delica? Come on. What if I just search for it? What if I just search for the Delica? So nothing for the Delica. But they do have a lot of good Spyderco stuff on here. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Hey, shout out to Tori Casey. Welcome in, brother. Thanks for being a channel member. Tori says, have 5 Mannix, changed the ball cages on all of them. Could not find USA. Me neither. I don't know why Rip's Garage Tech or Lynch Northwest or MXG or Rock Scale Designs or Sharp Dress Knives. Why is nobody doing this? The Mannix 2 is very, very popular. I don't understand. Like, is it just too much precision work? Is it too much milling? I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, welcome into Mike Morgan, channel moderator. We got a couple channel mods in the house tonight. Good to see you guys. Joseph Jones says, I have 4 Mannix 2. I'm one behind you. Why does this happen on Spyderco? Everyone's like, I've got to have 3 or 4 of this same model because I need that different blade steel. I get it. Collectors, I get it. I have 2 paramilitary 2s. But generally my rule is I don't do doubles. And if I do end up buying one that's the same as another one that I have, just minus the blade steel, I'm probably going to sell one of them. Craig Vincent says, my first aftermarket scales were a set of Flightanium smooth tie for my S35 VN Tenacious. I cannot get the blade to center since I made the switch. Looks cool as hell though. So what I would suggest doing, if you're having an issue getting the blade to center, the blade centering trick, and you might have already tried this, you might have already known about it. You basically have to loosen all the screws. So you're going to loosen the pivot. You're going to loosen the body screws. And then you're going to fold a piece of paper, and whatever side the blade is favoring, you're going to wedge it towards the opposite side, right? So wedge it in there so it physically cannot move. It needs to be tight. And then you need to start tightening the screws back up. Now, what's generally recommended is that you crank on the pivot all the way down and then you tighten the body screws. And then you remove the paper. And what will happen is the blade will then be off-centered towards the direction you forced it in. And then once you loosen the pivot to the correct spot, it will center itself. Metal Complex has a video on this. There's several videos out there on this. I think Nick Shabazz has one as well. It's a pretty popular method, and it's a pretty common problem, especially with Spydercos. I don't know why they don't like to center after you modify them. But I will be calling out Duty and Knife Dope. If their blades are not centered, they're going to hear about it. Oh, yeah. We'll let them have it. Top Dog says, all I need is S90V and 14C. Anything else is just for kicks. I feel like if you've got those two steels, you pretty much got it locked down. You know, S90V is one of those steels that's not difficult for manufacturing companies to do well. 14C, I'm scrutinizing 14C more. Ever since I got this knife, these two knives actually, the Kubi Verigero, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then of course, one of my favorites ever, the Kubi Titanium Titius. They're both in cryo-treated 14C. And I gotta say, like, 14C is notorious for scratching on the blades. I think that might be due to the fact that most of the time we get 14C at 59 HRC. I don't have that issue at 62. I just don't. So, the more I use this cryo-treated 14C, the more I start to realize that we're making a mistake by not leaning on manufacturers to do this more. You know, shout out to Kubi for actually doing this. Nobody was holding them to a 62 HRC cryo-treated standard. Nobody. People don't complain about that on, you know, 50, 60, even $70 knives. Maybe it's the fact that these are like $100 that they start to care, that they know that people will start to be more discerning. But this does not act like the 14C that you get on Tucson. This does not act like the 14C that I've seen on any other brand. I don't believe that anybody is doing 14C at this price range nearly as good as Kubi. And that's a shame because it performs really, really good. Really good. And it takes a nice it takes a nice polished low angle edge, and the edge retention on it is actually pretty decent. All right. Craig Vince says, I did all that several times, even contacted Flightanium. They were no help, I guess because I didn't buy direct from them. I don't know if it's something that they can fix. I'm guessing that they were probably no help because they know that it's a common issue and they couldn't fix it. The reason why it's a common issue is because we have a secondary maker making scales for a Spyderco. And Spyderco doesn't necessarily support people modifying their knives. If you haven't noticed, that's why they use like red Loctite. That's why they put in these crazy lanyard tubes that are literally flared out and make it really hard to get the lanyard tube out when you want to take it apart. They don't want people taking the knives apart. So it makes sense to me that Spyderco, you have that issue with Spydercos. A lot of people do. I've had that issue with Spydercos. But I've always been able to get it back to center using the paper wedge trick. So if you've done it and it's still not working, it could be that maybe that specific set of scales just wasn't manufactured to the right tolerances. It's hard to say. Joseph Jones says, very rare do you see 14C above 60. I got 2 examples of it. 2 examples. Like, these perform amazing. 62 cryo treated. It's so good. It's so good. Hey, shout out to B Shady. He says, my bad, can't tag on the mobile tonight. Good to see you all. Hey, man, thanks for joining in, and thank you for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Craig says, I ended up adding a washer to one side, and that helped a bit. Maybe there's more tricks. I don't know. Every time I think I end up with a knife that cannot be centered, I always end up finding a way to center it. I wish you the best of luck. That is quite the quest. Bill Doyle says that Spyderco that's off center. Is a pivot maybe put in backwards. That's a great question. Very good question. Things to think about. Joseph Jones says, I have a MagnaCut S90V 204P S30V Crewwear 15V for my PM2s. You have all the PM2s, don't you? Come on, Joe, leave some exclusives for us. Leave some sprint runs for us, bud. You know what? That's a good reminder, though. You know what we should do? We should head on over to the Discord. The channel members, the members only Discord. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people don't even know what Discord is. This is Discord. This is the members only Discord. And one of the things you can do in the members only Discord is post pictures of your carry, and it will be featured on the live stream. So we got some stuff to catch up with. And you know what? We're going to start off. First of all, we got to start off with that. Look at that. The McNeese PM Mac 2. Yeah. That's the 3.5, right? Here we go on this segment of Rollshambo misidentifies knives for 15 minutes. Pretty sure that's a PM Mac 2 with the 3.5-inch blade. Fibbit a Bit's got the GEC collection. That ain't easy. It's hard to get him on the drops, but he's got all of them. He's got so many. Nice, man. That's a hell of a collection. One of my favorite knives from last year, that is the Vostede Chaos. So good. So good. One of my favorite knives from last year. And then Ward 918 coming in hot with the Transparent Knives Reblade. That looks like a Demko Shark Pup Reblade. Looking good, though. I like it. Look at that sweet photo. Ed's got the, that's going to be the Concept Corvid. I'm guessing that's an M plus and then the mini Corvid, right? That's an M plus, right? Right? Does he mention it? He doesn't. Come on, help a guy out here. Knife Plebes got the Hogue Deca. And those look like original goat scales. Nice. With the compound Wharncliffe blade. I like it. Ooh, Mark P took Wharncliffe Wednesday seriously. That's the Precision Knife Works Wharncliffe. And you know what? Hold on. Mine is never far away. Talk about a fantastic carry. Love this knife. The edge and blade geometry on these is really friggin' good. So good. Love it. It'd be a really hard knife for me to get rid of. I like it too much. People, I've had people try to get this off of me. You know what the answer is? The answer is no. The answer is no. No cookies for you. Jim Miller's got the Orion Knife Cetus, the Brother 1510, the Artisan Sea Snake, just for roll. I like it, man. Very nice. And Jim, thank you for helping me out, for helping me identify some of these knives. I appreciate it. And then he's got the new He's got the new Asher Spiro weave carbon fiber, and that's a silver weave carbon fiber too. You don't see the silver weave carbon fiber very much. It's kind of like an Eclipse. You don't see it often, but every time you do, it's always special. Sweet knife. I still need to check out some Asher knives. We'll put it on the list for this year. Ooh, Kaleidoscope and Knives. Nice. I like it. That is the bestech Sin. That's the bestechman. That one is... Why am I blanking on that? I shouldn't be blanking on that one. And then he's got the Matzi Striga. I like it. I like it a lot. Drinkwater's got the Medford Praetorian. Medford is one of those knife makers that polarizes the community. The people that love Medford really love Medford. The people that hate Medford, well, they really hate Medford. I appreciate it. You know what? Like, I've heard some great things. I've also heard some not so great things. One of these days, I'll check out a Medford. Bluminati Ninja coming in hot. He's got the Formax Scout, the Kaimano, the Lush, the Microtech MSI with the original goat scales, and then a fixed blade, which I had never had any chance in hell of identifying anyways. My fixed blade game is not good. Hey, Barbarian Brawny, welcome in, brother. I know you got to be in the chat. Look at that picture. Man, he got that Kaimano. He got that laid out right. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of the best knife photography in the game, no doubt. Make sure you check out Barbarian Brawny's channel. Really entertaining, good stuff, amazing photography. If you like good quality production, check out Brawny's channel. Do yourself a favor. Love that. Ooh. That's so good. Makes the Kaimano look good. All right, so I need to catch up with the chat. Let's see. All right. So he's helping me out. He said that he had the bestechman, the Ware Alley P. That's the second week in a row that I've screwed up on that one. The Ware Alley P. I knew it looked familiar. And then the Matzi Striga. He says, was that Fixie and Aries Crow? I have no idea. Jim Miller says, Greg is a nice guy until he gets on his soapbox. Aren't we all? I've got one myself. Don't tempt me. I'll stand on it. Neil McKenzie's carrying the Towser K, the pink classic SD for Miss Ionian. The tiny SOG and the Falamov mini light. Very nice. Hey, welcome into Dion Page. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you. And shout out to Nick EDCR. Thank you for being a channel member.
Certified badass.
All right. I know I missed stuff, so I'm scrolling up. There we go. I got one. I got it right.
Certified badass.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Jeremy Nidro. He says, what models are those Kubies? These Kubies? The Kubi Titanium Titius. And then this one, new for this year. This is the Kubi Veragero. Both in titanium and 14C, but the 14C is not your regular Tucson 14C. It is properly heat treated, which is fantastic. It does not act like the same 14C that we're used to everywhere else. I promise you. All right. Tori Casey said, B Devious had a Warn tag, gave it to a buddy, missed that knife sometimes, had a hard time with the lock as a lefty. Yeah, that is kind of a tough part. When it's not necessarily designed to be left-handed, you know, it is a bit of a bummer. But he did make it so you could swap the clip at least. So shout out to Precision Knife Works for that. And by the way, he's working on some American-made stuff this year. Word on the street is that he might have an American-made version of this knife coming out. I really hope that I can convince him to let me borrow one to review on the channel. But if you like this knife, if you like the Wharncliffes, but you just wish that it was American made, I bet my bottom dollar that he comes through and that we get an American made Wharncliffes this year, or at the very least a pre-order. That's word on the street. Craig Vince says, I just listed a buck 110 Slim Pro TRX on Blade Binge for $75. Is that a fair price? So that's kind of a hard question to answer. What I've noticed selling knives is that, for one, it depends on what the market will hold. So there's what a knife's worth, and then there's what the market will hold. And also, how fast do you need to sell it? You know, one of the worst things people do is they're too impatient. They're put in a position where maybe they don't want to sell the knife, but they do anyways because they need the money real quick. If you're in that position, you're kind of screwed. And you're kind of screwed because if you don't get a response within the first 48 hours, there's a good chance you won't get a response at all. But if what you have is rare, it might be worth holding at that price for a couple months. Stuff comes in and out of stock, so on and so forth. But let's see, a buck 110 Slim Pro TRX. Slim Pro TRX. So brand new. You can buy one on Amazon for $110. So depending upon the condition of yours, I would say that $75 could be fair. You know, if it's in good condition, then yeah, that could be fair. The question that you have to ask yourself is, what is the market for this knife and how fast do I need to sell it? If you need to sell it really fast, I would go on to Knife Swap on Reddit. I'd post it there as well. If you just need the cash and you're okay taking a hit, you might end up selling it for like $60 shipped. But do I think that 75 is fair for that knife? Yeah. Based on its brand new pricing that you can get on Amazon, that seems like a fair price, especially if it's in good condition. I wouldn't be too shy on that. Again, you just kind of have to think about what will the market hold, right? A knife is worth whatever people are willing to pay. All right. Hey, welcome into Cheeto, Montana. I got that. He says, yo, roly poly. What's up, man? Welcome in. Good to see you. All right. Tori Casey says Griffin is dropping the Griffin is dropping 2.0 and 3.5 scouts tomorrow. Lots of options and lefties as well. Thanks for the shout out, man. Guys, keep your eyes peeled. If you wanted a Griffin, there you go. Let's see. I got knives everywhere. This is not a safe environment for children. All right. Let's do this. Let's go to... we haven't hit up White Mountain Knives in a little bit. It's been a couple days. What do they have coming soon? Anything interesting? The Kubi Blade Hunter. If you like fixed blades, there you go. They're going to be coming out with the Kubi Dust Devil. Nice. The Kubi JL Quaken. Interesting. Fixed blades. Looks like we're going to get some more Riot PLXTs. I've heard some mixed reviews on that. Is what it is. The piss version of the Kubi hide. I mean the Ultim. The Ultim version of the Kubi hide. Some people really like it. Honestly, with the grayed out blade, the aesthetic on that doesn't look too bad from here. I think it looks better than it does on this one with the regular satin blade or bead blast blade. See that 10 times fast. Bead blast blade. Ugh. Let's see what else. The Artisan Baskin, like Carol Baskin. What happened? CJRB Pyrite Buoy. We're going to try to get our hands on one of those. I know that those are going to be popular. Okay. What about the new category? Hey, if you like karambits, I got to say that these do actually look kind of cool. I'm unpopular opinion. I like karambits. I think that they're cool. Do they serve a practical purpose for 99.9% of the population? No. It's okay to like something because you think it looks cool. Let's check it out. What do they got here? The Kubi Wrath 14C. I'm hoping that it's cryo treated the same. I mean, White Mountain Knives lists it at 60 to 62, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's just Kubi's protocol on that steel from here on out. It's hard to trust retailers. It's hard. They've broken our trust so many times. But as far as a karambit blade works, that looks good. And it looks like you can also wave it out of the pocket too. These are fun to fidget with. If you've ever flipped a karambit, you know what I'm talking about. I wonder how good the action is. Things that I wonder about. The Almar Serati? I don't know. Let's just scroll till we find something truly interesting. Like, show me that you've got an Umnumzon coming soon, please. Hinder Sabenza. All right, let's catch up with the chat. Craig Vincent says, I just sell some so I can buy more because I don't have every cold steel yet. It sounds like you're getting there, though. Hey, shout out to Dwayne Letterman. Thanks for being a channel member, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Curtis says, Curtis336, welcome in. He says, as knife designer with a couple series of badass original Bowie knives and a survival knife coming into production soon, any recommendations for tapping into a market? So I would honestly, like, here's the hard part. I think that people get it twisted. They're like, well, I just send some knives off to some channels and you know what, that'll get it done. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. The number one thing I would look at would be to, first of all, see if there's a market to be tapped into. Fixed blades are not really my jam. I do more folding knives. I love fixed blades. I just don't do a whole lot of folding knives. But I would suggest taking a look at the Instagram community, taking a look at the YouTube community for that specific type of knife. If it's a fixed blade, if it's a folding knife. And then I would see what's popular. Like, you could tell if you start looking at things like, the Instagram posts, you can see what people are really following, what people really like. That gives you a bit of an idea of what people are going for. Do they like a certain design? For me, things that I must have on a folding knife, if I was trying to tap into folding knives right now, and one day I will have my own design. But if I was trying to tap into the folding knife market right now, the first thing I'd do is I'd make sure that it had the elements that I know people care about. People care about having adequate grip. People don't like having like their pinky slide off. People like backspacers. People like T8 hardware. I know that people like deployment holes as a deployment mechanism, or fullers. They like smooth action, which doesn't necessarily mean bearings or washers. It just means smooth action. People tend to like more of a drop shut. I know, for example, that people do not like Persian style blades, which is weird to me because I like a really good Persian style blade or a trailing point. So I would just start focusing on the things that the community is leaning towards. And then once you have that, because Bowie knives are very popular, they've always been popular, and it's a blade shape that people love. I love Bowie knives. Then I would tap into the market by starting a pass around with channels. Like, for example, if it's a fixed blade, Choir Boy's Cutlery. He does a ton of fixed blades. Maybe send one over to Joe X so that he can destroy some stuff with it. Or maybe see if he can destroy it himself. That's kind of what he does. But that's how you show people what you've done and what you've achieved. after you've tapped into the things that you know that they're looking for. And Sezzle. A lot of times people end up buying stuff with Sezzle, and the availability of good payment options like Sezzle or PayPal can make a difference on a drop. Other than that, man, I don't know what the secret sauce is. Sometimes new designs come out and they're super popular. Sometimes they come out and people have never heard of them. But that is just my take on it. All right. I'm going to try to catch up here. I think... Oh, no. I thought I caught up, but I didn't. Let's see here. Hey, so Delaney says, I picked up a Riot XO case simply because it's fun to mess with. It has no practical application for carry. It doesn't need to be practical. None of us have 50 plus knives in our collections because it's practical. That's not practical. We do it because we like it. And the sooner that people admit that I don't need 50 knives. I don't need 5 Spyderco paramilitary 2s. The moment you admit that and you just admit that you have it because you like it, you will be far better off. If I only had what I needed, I'd probably have like a $50 knife. You can get work done with a $50 knife, no problem. Dion Page wants to remind everyone to stab, chop, slash, stick, hack, slice that like button. Spartan kick the like button. If you like freedom, you will Spartan kick that like button. Let's see. Tori Casey says, I heard the American Blade Works button lock sold out fast today. Yeah, I'm not even surprised. That's why when I saw these initially, I jumped on it and urged everyone else to as well, because I knew that once people found out about these, they were gonna go quick. And I would much rather have this than the button lock version, for the record. I just trust the lock a lot more than I would on the button lock. Just my thoughts. Hey, what's up, Chef Rocky? I've got 2 chats up at once. We'll find him. Where is he? There he is. What's good, Chef? Ed B says it's because of Roll's influence. I am not an influencer, okay? Like I don't have a ton of influence. We just passed the 7,000 subscriber mark today. Thank you guys for that. Thank you. And while my channel has grown a lot more than many channels who have been around for a lot longer, I still wouldn't consider myself to be an influencer. I think that sometimes you guys just see what I see and you agree. Like minds, think alike, you know, and sometimes I'm just the first one to show people something. And that's okay. That's okay. Influencers do this thing where they create trends. I don't know if I've created any trends. So in that respect, I don't know if I could call myself an influencer. I just show people stuff, and sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I say that something sucks, and they get really offended. For example, if you want to see some funny comments, all you got to do is go on over to my YouTube channel and search for, you know what, we'll do this. I'll do something humbling right now. In celebration of reaching 7,000 subscribers, I'll humble myself. I'll show you guys some of the comments I get in my benchmade videos. So, benchmade. Oh my goodness. They don't have as many defenders as they used to, but they still have plenty of people that are only looking for validation after they spend way too much money on those products. I made this video a year ago. A year ago. I think I've gotten better since then. 5.1 thousand views. So here's one. I laughed so hard when I read this. I had to love the comment. This guy says, I love my carbon fiber elite. Who are you to judge or give any kind of score on Benchmade Corp with your tiny little stubby hands and fingers? With my tiny little stubby hands and fingers. He was pissed. He was pissed because I didn't give him the validation he was looking for on his $300+ Benchmade shootout that had more blade play than just about any other out the front knife I've ever experienced in my life. Ever. But that's what I mean, guys. Like, did I influence this fella? I don't think so. He doesn't like my stubby little Who are you to judge or give any kind of score to Benchmade Corp with your tiny little stubby hands and fingers? I died. I think he was trying to piss me off, but I laughed so hard. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm not an influencer. I'm just a dude that enjoys knives. Sometimes you guys agree with me. Sometimes you make fun of my stubby hands and fingers. That was good. That was really good. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Matt Young. He says, I actually compare every other knife reviewer to your channel now, so I'd call you an influencer. Hey, man, thank you. That means a lot. You know, and there's so many good channels out here. There was a video that was made recently by a pretty popular channel in this space. And he said that everyone's doing the same thing. You know, I try to do things differently because he wasn't wrong. There is so many channels that do the same reactions, the same thing, that it's tough. It's tough because it can make it look like it's difficult or that the hobby is dying, but it's not. There are new people that are joining the knife and EDC hobby every single day. Our community grows larger every single day. And the difference is that the more channels that pop up, the more people have to decide what they're going to spend their time on. I'm a big fan of saying that you can always make more money, you can never make more time, and so you should make sure to spend your time wisely. And people know that inherently. So when you have so many options, that might mean that all of a sudden videos that 5-6 years ago may have gotten thousands and thousands of views are only doing, so well. And it's because the audience is becoming more picky, because you can watch 15 over the head view, only hands knife reviews every second of the day because there's so many out there. And so the one thing that I try to do is I try to offer variety. I try to do more than just those reviews, because I do them too, but I do them because I want to give my opinion on them. For example, I've been seeing people post some knife of the year contender videos. This is 100% a contender of the year. And I haven't seen anybody mention it yet, but it 100% deserves that status. And so I had to make a video on it because nobody else has mentioned that about the LUDT Gen 3. And it's an American-made knife with a ton of milling, titanium backspacer. It's a freaking out-the-side automatic knife. I don't like out-the-side automatics. And this one is one that I would 100% place as a contender for knife of the year. The cutting geometry, the updates, things like adding ceramic ball bearings to an out-the-side automatic. And I'm not even a huge microtech fan. I just happen to be growing my microtech collection more and more steadily. Like, this is more carry friendly than my microtech stitch, and I love that knife. The one thing is that I wish that they just made a manual version of this knife. Put a ram lock on it. Make sure it's a good ram lock, but put a ram lock on it. Make it manual, because I keep trying to flick this fuller and it doesn't work. I think they might make a manual version of this. We'll see. But anyways, Matt, thank you so much for your kind words, brother. I definitely appreciate it. Hey, welcome into BEDC. Good to see you, man. Make sure to check out his channel. He's got one. All right. Hey, Curtis says, perfect advice. Thanks for the advice. I've tapped into what I think people want. Have I've definitely used Joe X as a resource. Dude, Joe X is badass. I am so entertained by his channel. I love the lengths that he goes to destroy a knife are fantastic. And it's kind of depressing because I think about that. I'm like, why would I ever shove my knife through the hood of a car? That's not a regular use case scenario for me. But you know what it does? It does show what knives are capable of if you do extremely dumb things with it, and it's very entertaining. B. Devious says the Precision Knife Works Wharncliffes was a huge influence from Rollo, and I'm glad to pick up that knife. Dude. Maybe I need to stop saying that I'm not an influencer. So freaking good. I've been asked like 4 times by 4 different people if I'd sell this to them, and the answer is still no. What else will I carry on a Wednesday? I mean, I guess I could carry this on a Wednesday. This is another really good one. By the way, I want an ABW Model 2 now. I need a Model 2 in my life because I hear that is a really, really, really good model from them. They're hard to get. Lone Star Cowboy says, sounds like Benchmade is for big hands, big price. Big pockets, cargo pants, big drama. Delaney says, I have a shootout, Stubby. Why haven't you been influenced? Listen, the best part about the community is that we don't have to agree, right? If we all agreed, there'd be no reason for any of this. We would just know what everybody likes, and we'd be like, yeah, that's good. That's trash. And bad companies would die like a very quick, painful death. But the best part is that we can have a difference of opinion, and there's enough for everyone to have something that they love. And it doesn't have to be the same thing. It really doesn't. And it's our love for the hobby that brings everybody together. Ed B says, Stubby Shambo. Call me the Stubster, or don't. That's okay too. All right. I am woefully behind. Jim Miller says Microtech and ProTech should make more manuals. Thank you. Thank you. We're on the same page, Jim. More manuals, please. I mean, I like it when I find an exception to the rule. I don't regret buying this at all. At all. Stupidly carry friendly. Unless you live in a state that doesn't like, automatic knives. They need to make it a manual. And I will be very angry if they come out with a button lock instead. Like, I get it. The bearings are there. The plunge lock is there. The only thing you need to do to actually make this a manual is remove the spring and possibly tune that plunge lock. So they could very easily make this into a manual knife as is. I just don't want them to do it as a plunge lock design. I want something else. I want something with a D10. Give me a D10. I don't ask for a whole lot. I just want a D10. Delaney says, you did influence me to eat cookies. Good. Have one, have 2. Have a 3rd for me. Consider yourself justified. Lone Star says, finger size and shape shaming drama. Oh, man. Like, who are you to criticize Benchmade Corporation with your stubby fingers? I don't know what to tell you. Guys, it is 9:04 Mountain Standard Time. And that means that it's been an hour. That means that the live stream is coming to an end. with that being said, with all of that being said, some important news for those who missed it. We hit 7,000 subscribers. We will be doing a giveaway. No, the giveaway is not tonight. That's okay. I'm planning on doing the giveaway probably next Wednesday, so a week from today, or maybe on Saturday, because we will also be going live Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's 1:30 Mountain Standard Time, or if you live on the East Coast, that's 3:30. I will make sure to give plenty of heads up. I'll probably post in the community. I'll probably post in the Discord. I'll post on Instagram. I'll let people know. The reason I'm not doing it tonight is because I have some stuff coming in that's going into the giveaway, and I want to be able to show it to people before we do the giveaway. So, giveaway is happening. I need to get some stuff in the mail, and when that happens, we will do the giveaway either this Saturday or next Wednesday. But it's a very important milestone. 7,000 subscribers is more than I imagined that I would have at this point in time, and that is because of you. It's because of all your great support. It's because you guys continue to inspire me to make better content and content that people actually enjoy watching. So thank you for that. Thank you for having a great time with me on Wednesdays, on Saturdays, during the regular videos. I would not do this. I could not do this. And I just would not do this without you. So thank you. With all of that being said, guys, I'm going to call it an evening. And I hope to see many of you on the Discord. So for some of you guys, I will see you soon. For everybody else, I'll see you later.